Welcome back, my horde. In this podcast, we're going to be basically talking about video games and the channel. Mostly video games that I may play for the channel. So as you guys may or may not know, because I don't think we actually said it on a podcast, we said it in one of the videos. Tammy and I bought a bunch of stuff for the channel. We actually bought 2 mics with pole arms.
Scissor. I think they're called scissor arms.
Okay. The idea is to actually have it so the one sits right in front of me and the other one's going to sit right in front of her. So when we're recording the one series, we can also both be heard.
No, I'm not some weird faint voice in the distance.
Yeah. The other thing we bought was a mixer, so that we can actually put our mics into that and have them come into one system instead of try to have them fight for each other.
And again, so that we can control if I'm being too quiet, then we can just turn the input up higher.
Yeah. And then lastly, we bought what was it called? It's a little thing. I'm hoping it works. What I've wanted for streaming, at the very least, is I've noticed a couple people have them, which apparently the ones that they have are like a stupid price, and we'll get into that in a second. But a couple of the people that I've seen stream, they have like little things where like they can like push a button, and like, you know, while now they're talking, their voice is distorted or altered. And I was looking for one for... Me and Tammy were looking for one for a bit. And the one that we found that they're using is like a $1,000... it's like $1,300. And it has like 6 presets. And every other one that we could find was about $80. Either had only one audio changer or was confusing on how it actually did it. But had all these like bang, oh my god, kind of like things. It's like, I don't want that.
Yeah, they had preset noises like gunshot, cheer, applause.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want any of this, you know. So I was trying to like find one where I could just alter my voice, and we think we found one. The problem was that all the ones that we could find that, you know, they were either stupidly expensive for something I'm testing out. It was like, I think the cheapest one was $50. Or maybe it was a bit cheaper. But it was like something around that price, and like he's like, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. So, and like, I couldn't tell if it had one preset or multiple. But Tammy and me found one, I think, for $20.
The one we ordered was 30.
Oh, I thought it was 30 after shipping and handling, but nonetheless, we think it'll work. If it doesn't, well, that sucks. But you would plug your mic into that, and then plug that into the mixer, which is what I'm going to try doing. So it'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, those things are supposed to come sometime between already showing up, because this is going to be released a week later than we're recording it. We're actually trying to do them ahead of time. Yeah. It's just usually on Sunday we're doing so much other stuff. I was like, we had this spare time today, so. But it's supposed to come somewhere between March 3rd and so, yeah. April 30th.
Yeah, I think the last date was like the 19th or something of April, but still.
Yeah. So, hopefully by the end of April, the beginning of May, we'll have everything.
Yeah, and we'll have it set up and like troubleshooted and
yeah,
actually able to use these things.
Yeah. So that'd be pretty cool. And then me and Tammy were also talking about next year, 2022, when we get, hopefully we get enough money together and stuff like that by then, that we can buy me like a $2,000 computer. We're actually going to go to a place in town that one of our friends suggested and get them to like order in the pieces and stuff like that. I guess why he suggests going to them is they had a policy where if they order in the pieces and they build it for you, if any of those pieces don't work, they will literally reorder a new piece in for you. But that'll be my streaming computer. Oh, it's not streaming. My computer, like gaming computer, and the one I have now is my streaming computer because it streams perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's just when you're playing a game and streaming, it has issues.
That's on the computer.
Yeah.
So like when we were playing the Raft or Phasmophobia is having a bit of problems.
I don't know if that was because of the update or because of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But due to the fact that I'm actually going to be maybe getting games like that, I started looking into games that I actually wanted to acquire on Steam. So I'm just going to go over them. Mostly because of the fact that, see if you guys are interested in any of them, stuff like that. The first one is going to be Mount and Blade 2, Bannerlord. I already have an idea that I want to do this for the channel. What I'm actually thinking about doing is having it where, at the very least, Tammy and myself. I was going to have the other guys, but I really would need them to also occasionally, like, talk to me. So, outside of, the 2 days that you talk to me.
Yeah.
Because the idea is, I was going to have it where we actually had characters based off of us in the game. Like, the lord that you play, that would be me. Then my wife would be you. And, like, in the game, you can actually, like, pick what you're good at and pick a couple stats that you're good at and stuff like that. And you guys they can have companions. Like, it's actually a thing. So the idea would be to have you guys as my companions who can't die. Nice. Who basically, would run my armies for me.
Cool.
And you guys would be, like, have your guys' specialties and stuff like that. So, like, I know one of them is, like, medicine. I'm like, oh, there's definitely a role that Tammy would want. One's an engineer, which is, like, the building of, like, your siege weapons. Stuff like that. So, having the four of us playing in that and having that I thought would be interesting. And, like, you guys would have input about your characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
And I wasn't sure if I was going to go the next extra bit in which you guys would actually could even voice over the characters. But, nonetheless. The next one would be Hearts of Iron 4. I do not think I'm good at the game. I actually watched a guy play it a lot. And I really do like when he plays the game. But I don't think I'd be good at it. It is on the Microsoft Store for free. And I played a little bit of it, and I sucked at it. But I thought it also could be like a game, with all the DLCs and stuff like that. Like, there's certain DLCs out there that would be awesome to play. Like, playing the Brotherhood of Steel DLC. It's not really a DLC, it's a mod.
Yeah.
But having that be on there. Or having one of the other mods, like My Little Pony mod.
Yeah. I remember you watching that one.
Yeah.
I was like, the hell's going on?
So, learning a little bit about the game and then maybe trying to do out the mods was my goal. Then the other one is called Kenshi. It's a really weird and interesting game. The idea is, like, you get a little character, which you can, like, recruit other characters. Again, going with the concept of having, everybody. Like, even having that one being where I have, like, my subscriber count.
Yeah.
Being the amount of people I have in my clan. But having those people in the group, and then basically you have, like, your swords or whatever you have, and you get better. Which, funny story, you actually get better when you go into combat, and you almost get your ass kicked. The more you almost get your ass kicked, the better you do, your stats do. Because the idea behind it is that your stats increase. Like your health and hit points and dexterity and dodge and defense and all that stuff gets increased while you're being attacked. So like the things slowly increase that way. And then like, your sword skill and stuff like that increase when you're using your sword. And there's certain enemies out there that are just like, if you go up against them, you're dead. But the idea would be to make us all, I think it's either a DLC race. No, I keep saying DLC. It's either a modded race or something, or just one of the rare races. But they're all like kind of robotic. So the idea is they don't actually die. They can never actually die. So because they can never actually die, they just get shut off for a temporary amount of time.
Okay.
The idea would be to do that, but you can actually like build in the game. You can build like a little base, or you can build in a house and like mine. So you can actually have a little section of people mining while you have a bunch of other people doing other things. Yeah, I've watched a guy do it, but it's a very like labor intensive on your computer. So I would need the better computer.
Yeah.
The other one would be EU4 or Europa Universal. I can't say the Universalis.
Yeah.
4. It's another one very similar to Hearts of Iron, where it's like a you have like the world, and you create like armies, and you actually go over to the next area and conquer and stuff like that. But unlike Hearts of Iron, which is actually set in World War II, this one's set in like 1000 AD. Kind of a deal. And a lot of it's like, like you can even colonize in it. So it's pre-colonization. And yeah, you can pick a little nation and you can actually expand. And yeah, it's just interesting because, like I said, like I've watched another guy play it. I don't know if I'd be good at the game. I really don't. But I watched a guy play it. It's like like the couple things I've thought about was like, oh, it'd be cool to play as like Scythia,
yeah,
or play as the Bohemia, and make the Czech Republic, shit like that.
Well, that'd be interesting to see.
The next one would be a group game for us all called The Forest. We've watched it. It's the one with the cannibals.
Yeah, that's a weird game.
Yeah. It's
definitely would have to slap a mature content on that one.
It would be like the Raft. In the concept that we would be like building a base and then trying to find things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it would also be this game that we could play as 4 people of us. The next one is, because I've watched Jay play it. I've watched other people play it before.
Yeah.
But now that Jay's played it, I'm like, maybe I'll get it. But it's oxygen not included. And yeah. It's one of the ones that, again, I can make us the little dupes that come out. And like, go with the concept that, again, we make an amount equal to our subscribers and stuff like that. I watched a guy do it towards his Patreon, and it was like, at the time of the recording, he like had like 400 Patreons or something like that. He's like, well, this is gonna suck. He's like, my computer's not liking this. Another one that we can play as a group, or I could just play by myself, or even you and me can play, is Satisfactory. We've watched someone play this. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember because it doesn't look familiar from the little screenshots it's flicking through, but
it's the one where you start off like I know that the one guy I watched played it, but you have to build like a little station And then you can get like little miners, and you make the conveyor belts, bring it back to a certain area, and then it stamps it into like either one material, the other material, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, like steel rods or steel sheets or whatever. There's the little creatures that are running around. There's that giant creature that the one guy was trying to jump on his back of.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we watched a group of people do this game. But yeah, it would be us playing as a group, making a production line. The other one I could play either by myself or with a group again is Stationeers.
I think I would enjoy Stationeers.
The only problem you have to be careful with Stationeers is the fact that one person could accidentally destroy your entire base.
Yeah. I think with that one, I would probably have to play around with it myself first.
Oh, we could always.
Used to it, and
I was gonna say we could always play as a group in basically more of like fuck around mode before we actually
dev mode.
No, less dev mode, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because it could really be bad, and I would stick to one of the easier places first, like the moon. Apparently, there used to be an Earth-like planet originally. So that was like the easy mode. That you just build a base and learn, like a tutorial.
Yeah.
But the next one would be, I can't even say that word.
Aspera.
Anyway, it's a game that I'd probably play only once. Mostly because it actually has a storyline. And I'd play the storyline for you guys. Tammy would probably want to be a part of it because she actually really enjoyed the storyline when we watched the guy play it. The next one would be Valheim. Man. Valheim. It's the game that's like, everyone's probably seen and heard of. If not,
popular.
It's very popular right now. It released February 2nd.
Yeah.
And it's still in early access and has done quite good for itself. It would be another game where we'd play as a group.
Yeah.
Watch the guy play. Does seem like it would be interesting and fun. So, the next one would be Balloons, TD6. This one is just a game that I saw a couple of people play. I'm like, Tammy would love this game because it's got monkeys in it, and I would love the game because it has monkeys in it. But it's a tower defense game where basically balloons are going from point A to point B, and you place monkeys down to pop said balloons, and the more balloons you pop, the more money you make, meaning you can put out more monkeys and rinse and repeat. So, I watched a group, like I said, I watched this group of people play it once. I was like, and he's sold.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of tower defense games, but that one made it look a little more entertaining.
Yeah.
Instead of the typical, like, super strategy type that I've seen.
And then there's Hades, which is a game that Tammy definitely wants to play. It's a, it says roguelite. Interesting. It's apparently the type of game it is, but the short thing of it is it's a game where basically you're going to die. You go from point A to point B, and you'll probably never make it to point B a lot. But every time you make it along, you can sometimes gather certain items. Those items can then be brought back home. And when it's brought back home, you can give them to certain people and make yourself permanently stronger. So that the next time you go out, you're actually stronger. And yeah. It's just a rinse and repeat kind of idea. But it's all done with like Greek mythology.
Yes, which is what I really love about it. And you're not actually playing Hades in that game. You're playing Hades' son.
Yeah.
So, but it's a lot of like building relationships between other gods and just finding a way around. And I don't know. I've seen it played, and I've also like heard the dialogue, and I love the dialogue.
Yeah.
The voice actors are good.
The other one that I was thinking about is Crusaders Kings 3. It's another one that was very similar to Hearts of Iron and EU4, in which I'm probably not going to be good at it. It's, you're taking over areas and stuff.
Yeah.
However, I watched a guy play in which he played a vampire. And he was literally talking about the fact that the next time he played, he was going to be playing... next time he played vampires, he was actually going to play White Wolf's Vampires the Masquerade Bloodline, or not Bloodline, but Masquerade role-playing system was going to be inside the game. So, like, the idea would be the concept that he actually would be a La Sombra or a Gangrel or a Nosferatu, and like the other vampires around them would have these extra titles, which means they would have different special abilities. And when he was doing that, I'm like, and sold. And like, he's even talking about the fact that like you can actually be a necromancer with some of the mods that you can download. You can actually download a mod that allows you to be a necromancer. And I'm like, and sold. It's like, I've been waiting for a game where I could be a necromancer for so long. And it's like, this game's like, oh, you can be a necromancer. I'm like, oh man, I will definitely be a necromancer. I will figure out how to... Yeah, just basically figure out what area I want to classify as mine. And just as a wave of undead, just go. It was also like Hearts of Iron. There's a mod that someone made in which you can actually play zombies. So you actually are a bunch of undead, and every time you kill the enemies, your ranks increase. So like you get manpower in Hearts of Iron. Manpower is the amount of people that you can train to become warriors. And the idea is the fact that every time you kill an enemy, your manpower increases. Every time one of your people dies, it, of course, doesn't affect that because, they're already dead. But the idea is the fact that if your one undead can kill 3 people before he dies, you're increasing your manpower faster than anyone else can. Because everyone else's manpower has to go up based off of, like...
the living flesh bags?
Yeah. Like, how many people they can train, how many people come of age. So, it's... those 2 games, I would like that for that reason. The last one is a early access game called Kingdoms Reborn. It's one of the ones where you build like a little town. You can have like stuff. It's interesting because it's like based off of cards.
Oh, okay.
So I watched a guy play, and I'm like, I could always give it a try. Like, I would want them to all drop in price, of course. It's not like I want them to be. I'm not going to pay the actual price for any of these games, mostly because the fact that by the time I actually go to play them, it's going to be a year away.
Yeah.
So I hope that some of them drop in price. If not, at that point in time, I'm hoping that, every month I can just buy a new game, play it for the channel, buy a new game the next month, and so on and so forth. Because at that point in time, a $70 game is not such a big problem if I'm buying it once a month.
Yeah.
And like some of them are not $70 games. Like going up to the top here, Bannerlord is $65. This is all Canadian pricing, just in case you guys were wondering. Hearts of Iron is $44, but I know there's a bunch of DLC for that game, so it may actually be more.
Actual DLC and not mod.
Yeah. Because I think some of the mods actually need the DLC now. Kenshi's 44. 34. EU is 44. Forest is 23. Oxygen Not Included is 28. Satisfactory is 34. Stationeers is 28. Pure as I can't even say the word. What she said is 34. Valheim is 23.
Because it's still early access.
Yeah. Which that could actually increase its price before I actually get to it. You were right. Balloons is $12. Which, if that goes on sale before, I'm going to get it. Hades is $29.
It was on sale recently.
Yeah.
Made me sad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want it.
Well, this is how we're going to do it. Crusader Kings 3 is $57. And it has extra stuff you can get. I think. Maybe it's actually bundled so you can get it in. Like, you can actually get it with all the Crusader Kings.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But anyway, I'll look at that in a second. And then Kingdoms Reborn is $23. What's my birthday? Just state I am of age. Yeah, so there's the Royalty Edition, which gives you the expansions, which the expansions are like $40. So, yeah, so it's a $60, basically a $57 game, or you can buy it with the expansions for $86. Or you can buy the expansions by themselves and... Oh, no, I guess, yeah. And that gives... It's for $40 that. Right now. Right now, at least. So it would be cheaper to buy them all in a group. But, again, I can't really put that on my wish list. So I always have to deal with it just like, stating. Try and get back to my wish list here. Yeah, there's also one for EU, which, again, probably has the DLC, so... But yeah, that's basically that. I know there's a bunch of games I also want to get for, like, the Xbox and stuff like that. But I think those games, honestly, all of them, I probably would play for the channel. I don't think any of them I'd play exclusively for, Well, I guess maybe the ones with you guys. The ones with you guys I may play exclusively for... Twitch. Well, exclusively being a loose term, so we'll probably play it on there, and then I may release it on YouTube, or I may not. I know that some of them, like the base building ones, can be really slow.
Yeah.
That's why Twitch is better for it, because if it's really slow, people can just like chat, and you can chat with them. But I don't know. Anything else you want to add to that? About the channel, about games, about...
I'm still wanting to try and get into... Because I know we were supposed to stream, but at the same time we were both just very exhausted this week.
Yeah, this week has been awful.
I'm
just glad that we actually got to record everything that we recorded.
Yes.
I have to record one other show tomorrow when I get up. Oh...
I don't know. I want to get back in the groove and play some more games.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a long time since
It's been like 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
I know, I'm not arguing with you. It's been about 2 weeks. I know that tomorrow we're going to be playing a game. I just don't know if it's just going to be you and me or not. Because I asked and I didn't get an answer from them. So, we can always just play a game tomorrow if they don't want to.
Yep.
I'm not sure what game you and me would play, but we'll figure something out. For sure. For sure. Oh, no, I got the yawns. No, to be fair, I slept like crap. Ugh. Took me a while to fall asleep, like normal. And then I woke up at one point because I knocked over my monkey... lamp, and then I woke up at another point because your alarm went off.
Yeah, I don't know why my alarm got set. I'm wondering if it's just because I was trying to fiddle with turning all my stuff off at night, that I was like, my brain was like, oh, don't forget to turn on your alarm. I'm like, I woke up and I turned it off, and I'm like, it's Sunday, right? And I looked at my phone again, I'm like, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Why were you on?
Yeah, no, I woke up. I remember saying to you, Don't worry about it. Just go back to bed. Something like
Didn't
that.
hear that.
Oh, I must. I swear I
You
said
probably mumbled it facing away from me because I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I said it. But so yeah, I was like, don't worry about it. Just go back to bed. Or something like you accidentally set your alarm. No, don't worry about it. Go back to bed. That's what I think it said. But nonetheless, I did that, and then I woke up at one point. And was like, looked at the alarm clock. I'm like, oh, the clock in our room. I'm like, why am I getting up at this hour? And then Koshka wanted to hang out with me at one point. I'm like, Then she just like jumped past me, so I was like, okay, thank you. But yeah, I've been sleeping like crap. Oh, that's why I haven't been streaming as much. It's because every time I go stream, it's just like I'm beat tired by the time I'm like, I'll just go to bed with Tammy. Like I was gonna stay up till we stay up to 2, and then
3 you stay up
3.
till 2.
No, we stay up to 2 on Friday. 2 on Friday, I'm pretty sure.
I think we went to bed around midnight.
No, you're right. We did go to bed around midnight.
And then yesterday...
Yeah. That one we stayed up to 2. Or 3.
You stayed up till 3. I was groggy after 1:30.
But I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'll start getting into the concept, like, I'll stay up to 2, this night. And then when I get up on Saturday, I'll stay up till 2 or 3 that night. And then on Monday, I should be okay to stay up to, like, 3 or 4. Maybe 5. Nope, I'm going to bed early tonight. So, yeah, we'll see that. By the time they actually go read this, or watch this, I guess, we've already streamed. Even if it wasn't the fact that we're early recording this, we release this on Wednesdays. And yeah, but you guys should see us. We should be, if you're watching this live, we should be streaming this Friday and Saturday. Because, yeah, that would make sense. Because this upcoming, the one that in our timeline, in our timeline, we are going to be role-playing this week. In your guys' timeline, we're actually going to be streaming.
Hopefully. Better.
No, we're going to do it. It's just, I just don't think we're going to. I mean, if we have problems, we just won't do it late. But. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tammy wanted to brag about the fact that we put a down payment on a tabletop dishwasher.
Little countertop dishwasher.
Countertop, yeah.
It's exciting.
And we also bought a electric kettle.
That changes color.
When it gets to a certain temperature.
It's exciting.
It has 1, 2, 3, I think 6 colors.
I think so, yeah.
And yeah, it changes color every time it hits like a milestone. It's like below 50, it's like light blue. And then it turns like green and then blue.
Like dark blue.
And then purple. And then yellow.
And red. And there's another color we're missing.
Or it would be orange then. But
yeah. It's exciting. It's cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
So we actually have more art of our tea. Because the problem was that Tammy was literally using a pot. She's like, someone's like, well, you should buy a teapot. And she was like, nah. And then I was like, hey, we should buy a teapot because, then, you could just put it on like a kettle. Because then we can just put it on and walk away. Like if we get an electric one. She's like, only if it does the concept that I can change the temperature. I'm like, okay. Went to Costco. I'm like, this is the one I saw at Costco. She's like, It wasn't that expensive. It was like 35, 30.
I think so.
And she's like, I'm like, holy crap, it changes color when it gets to a certain temperature. So it would have, like, and it's got, got
and
the
you
settings.
Can set it to the temperature.
And she's like, sold.
Because I know certain teas require it to be like 80 degrees or whatever. So.
Teas go from 80 to 100.
Yep.
So.
Yay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Speaking of which, I'm probably going to have some tea. I'm not really a tea guy, but I'll drink tea with lots of honey in it. So basically that's what we've been doing.
We'll have to buy more honey.
Yeah, we're going to have to buy more honey. Yeah. We had honey that we got from for Tammy and me for teas a year ago, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I think maybe, when she started getting her monthly tea, and it's been sitting on the counter because she doesn't use it. She was just like not drinking tea at all, and then whenever she did, the rare time she did, she just wouldn't use it. But because our house is so much colder, it like actually started to become hardened. And we've been trying to deal with it and deal with it and deal with it. It just never worked. And then, it probably shouldn't be on our floor. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so we basically just put it in a pot of water and slowly increase the temperature of the pot of water until it was like at 80. Or something stupid like that. Like, yeah, I think it was 80.
We kept it between 60 and 80.
And it was like, finally, it started to actually, like, become liquid.
Reliquify.
And I'm like, yay! And then Tammy's been using it. And why I said that we probably shouldn't have it on our floor. Tammy just, I think, needed to put it down away from her. I don't even know why it's on the floor, to be fair. I have no excuse on why you put it on the floor. You're a panda. Okay, that's the excuse. Gotcha. But anyway, our floor is probably one of the coolest goddamn things in the house because we're on a bottom floor and it's winter. So no wonder the bottom is already like, getting hard again. But I'll just boil it again. But anyway, I'm going to go have some tea. I'm not sure what type. Tammy's monthly tea is a bunch of different types. So we get the surprise flavors. I think actually, I think we should try the maple one.
Maple Dream.
Yeah. Okay, there. That just answer your guys' question. So, until next time, just remember that if you want tea, look for special tea.